Good morning. Guess what it is? It's June 24th. It might be. It's Tuesday, the 24th. Yes, it is. As I did a little print screen of my home page on my phone. iPhone 16 Pro Max Super Duper Whooper Scooper. Yeah. Yep. And this year, Apple always does something to hook you into getting the new one. Yeah. Well, this year, it's a balance of AI, whatever the heck that means, artificial intelligence, yeah. You know what? We've been doing artificial intelligence for a really long time. It's just that the news media finally figured it out, so to speak. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing artificial intelligence for 50 years. I mean, I was a coder. I went to the IBM coding school, learned COBOL from IBM. And I learned COBOL from the Burroughs B17, B27 standpoint. And the IBM from their mainframes that they had back in the, I guess we would say the mid-70s, mid-80s, mid-90s, 2000, 2010. Oh my God, it's 50 years ago. I went to this IBM school. There were about, I'm going to just say 30, we all stood in front of the IBM building, and they took a picture of us, and they sent us the picture. I have it in a frame somewhere. And it was an all week, all day at the IBM T-Rex Center at Yamato in I-95. I mean, it was a huge IBM installation that they built for themselves, owner-occupied, huge, 500,000 square foot at least project. And then we had a liberal governor who said, you know what, I think we're going to tax companies, 1/2 of 1% of their assets, and they're going to pay a tax to us equal to 1/2 of 1% of their assets. It wasn't a law, it was just a big mouth suggestion, and IBM packed up their crap and left. They were ready to have Boca Raton, as a huge, IBM installation. They had like 110,000 engineers. 100,000 engineers, all living in nice housing all over, and Arvida and several other developers came up with these beautiful PUDs, got approved, built houses, nice screened-in pools, park-like settings in their residential communities, gated, some not gated, all patrolled, safe communities. And We had a governor that made this suggestion, and IBM pulled out of Florida. They just said, we're out. Bam. Yep. Well, it was that just before that, when I was in the IBM school. Because T-Rex was alive and well. I didn't know what they called it then. That's what they call it now. Now it's a multi-use, someone bought it for a song. Meaning cheap. Good construction. Oh my God. It was like government grade construction. You close the doors in those rooms, and it was a 2-inch solid core door. You don't have this, doors where you can kick them in with your feet. No, you don't kick these doors then. You need one of those sledgehammers. Hell, the doors we had in the house I grew up in, they were 3-inch knotty pine doors with the, accompanying hardware. And, you weren't kicking those doors down. You could use a battering ram to get through it for sure. But to run up against it with your shoulder, you would have a sore shoulder. Yep. All right, so Tesla kicked off its robotaxi service software this last weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, and I guess now, it started on Saturday. They sent out invitations. And of course, the liberal media, it's terrible. I can't believe that. Now we have a Tesla, a Model Y. Some of you know. Here's a Model Y right here. Here's looks like a Model Y. This could be a Model. Yeah, there's a Model Y. I think they used Model Ys for the robotaxi software. So they had a bunch of people, I'm going to say 1,000, that were invited to come into Austin, Texas. And they had a geofenced area, which was, a couple of counties in the Austin SMSA area. Not included the airports. They didn't want to go through all that airport picking up and dropping off and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, but I've been, for the first, I don't say the first time, but Saturday morning, we went up to Titusville from here, which is about 160-mile drive, let's just say. Round trip, 300 and a little bit. So, and to get to a friend's house up there, he has, looks like 4 or 5 houses in his repertoire of houses. He lives in one. He's got a vacation house, and then he's got an extra house next to the vacation house. Anyway, so he said, "Hey, Jimmy, the house is empty. Why don't you go up?" So we went up Saturday at 11. So it's about a 3-hour drive. And I turned on the right from the point where you get on I-95 heading north, one click down on the right stalk. I had the address plugged in, 100 River Park Boulevard, Titusville, right on the Indian River, directly across from pad 39A. A magnificent place, safe to watch a blast off. And guess what? there were supposed to be two of them. We were going to watch a blast off at 1:30 and another one at 3:30. And guess what? They both got canceled. So we watched Bupkis. But aside from that, we had the experience of having this autopilot, and it really drives the car. It is you have three settings in the self-driving. They have like three settings. Once you say you expect all responsibility and you have to supervise what's going on here, which of course I did. And you have chill, which when I first heard that word, I didn't know what it meant. Means, calm, not and then you have standard, and then they have hurry. So if you're in a hurry, then it weaves through cars and really pushes you along. So I had it on chill coming up, and it kept on hanging over to the right lane all the time. I figured, well, that probably has something to do with the chill mode. So I'm going to take it and put it in standard mode. And that moved it. So on I-95, for example, it would hover in the middle lane and pass, always pass around on the left side. And it would put on the signal by itself. It would notice that there's room to pass, nothing, on the side of you. So it puts on the signal, the left-hand signal. It goes left, it goes around the truck, comes around in front of it, neatly puts itself back into the middle lane. I mean, this is like, really, and it keeps it right smack in the middle of the lanes. It manages, if things start to slow down, it'll slow down. If it speeds up, it'll go back up to, whatever you put in there as a maximum speed, which, little grandpa here throws it in at like 76 and a 70. That's as fast as I go, baby. I don't go 10% over the limit. No, I go 8% over the limit. Maybe 8. 7 times 8 is 56. So that's 5.5 miles over the limit. Yeah. So 75. And you dial in with your left thumb what your maximum speed should be. Otherwise, it covers the when it takes itself off I-95, which it does. You put in the navigator where you want to go. Yeah, you put in the address of where you want to go, and then you push you get your car, you get yourself strapped in with your seat belts and everything, and have your foot on the brake pedal, like you would normally do, and then you look both ways and put it in reverse and pull out of your parking place, whatever that requires, and then it takes you where you want to go, and it does all the lane changes. It takes off the right exit, and then it maneuvers in the local traffic perfectly. Takes you right to the front door where you're going directly. Now you can place it in a garage if you want to park in a garage. This friend of ours has a a 230 volt NEMA 1450 plug, which I plugged into, and so I parked over there and plugged in, which is across the street in front of the barn. Yeah, plugged in front of the barn. Anyway, and then coming back to the same thing. Put that sucker in autopilot. Just had to go to the navigator, and you got two buttons: home, work, or ask. You can push down on the steering wheel on the button on the right side, and you can say, take me to Denny's. Like this conversation, we're pretending we're at Denny's, just yakking, sipping on our coffee, and you guys send me suggestions on the text message. What do you mean? Go ahead, knock me out. I've got my phone right here. I'll keep them private if you want them private. But, just don't beat me up too much. I'll put it on text message. There we go. Marilyn's got a good morning. Gratitude is a practice that shifts your focus from what your life lacks to the abundance that is already present. Okay. It's Marilyn's thought for the day. Okay. How about that? She's the best, I'll tell you. Whew. Can you imagine putting up with Jimmy's crap for 50 years or so? Since 1980, okay? 1980. Woo! 80. 90. Oh, God. 2000. 2010. 2020. 2025. 45 years. Woo! 45 years and 4 months. Whew. Still kicking. Anyway, the self-driving feature of Tesla works. It's phenomenal. You go on a little tiny road trip, or anywhere, around town, at least over in these parts, as they say. Yeah. It's not, this is Boca Raton. It's not Hickey here. I'm just pretending. Yeah. I'm from New York City, so I'm not Hickey either. I mean, this is Maryland, born and raised in South Dade County, Miami, Coral Gables area, and Jimmy in, Jamaica Estates up in New York City, just northeast of the center of Manhattan. And then we moved out to what's called East Hills, Roslyn. Yeah. The community, sub-community is called East Hills. I remember that. Yeah. So, when Merrill and I met, it was like North meets South. And she was a Southern lady. Her father grew up in Dalton, Georgia. So, yeah. Had a lot of that whole world charm. I liked it. I liked everything about it. Yes, sir, Bob. Sign me up. Yep. Can I marry your daughter? I went over to Mr. Murray. I was a nervous sucker going up and asking permission. Oh, God. Ooh. Yep. He said yes. Yes, sir, he said. Whew. Thank God. 45 years later, here we are. I mean, we were like attracted, connected, like North Pole meets South Pole. It was like, wow, yeah, bam. We were like, woo. There wasn't a place where we weren't together in the same place. Yeah. That's magnificent. So during our first 6 or 7 years, while I'm working my thing and Marilyn's working her thing, so we traveled all over the place, like overseas, Europe, skiing and doing all the kinds of things that you dream of doing when you're young and have kids right away, and you can't do because you have kids right away. So we had kids 6 years later. So from 1980 to 1986 or 7, no kids, just Jimmy and Marilyn. And a parrot. Yeah, I think we had a parrot. And after we did everything, and then we had Brennan. Yes, sir, Bob. June 2nd. And then 4 years later, we had Daniel. We had moved to Boca Raton. Yeah, so I had Brennan in Tampa and Daniel in Boca Raton. That's it, just 2. Got 2 of everything. I got 2 cats, 2 dogs. You can't have 1 of something. You gotta have 2, so they can communicate with each other until such time as they're. Yeah, it's nice. And there's the cyber cab. Now those actually, they didn't have those vehicles in the robo-taxi software, initial groundbreaking test, so to speak. Tesla has apparently come up with its own app. I don't know. No, we have to. Ouch. I'm not too sure where to find the app. I don't even know if it's in the App Store yet. You want to take a look? All right, let's take a look. Ooh, boy. ROBOTAXI. Is it on the list? Look at that. Tesla Robotaxi. Let's just hit enter. And it'll show us all 3 of those. Robotaxi service, get Cybercab Robotaxi, social networking. I think we want this one right here in the upper right hand corner. We're going to touch that one. Confirm with the side button. Double click. Bing, bing. There we go. Look at that. We can't really connect to anything. All right, it's going there. Open it. Of course. All right, this is designed for an iPhone. So that's why it's skinny on the display. All right. Seems to be road taxi. Let's go up here and oh my God, language. There we go, English. That'll work. Okay. Now what? Oops. Let's go back here. We're looking at the robotaxi thing on the regular App Store, Apple App Store. Robotaxi service can easily handle everything related to your vehicle. Robotaxi service. Now it's designed to work your car or the robotaxi car, which has no driving capability. In other words, you can't drive it. It has no steering wheel and has no brake pedals and so forth. Yeah. Robotaxi. Got a lot of bad reviews. It ain't ready for prime time, according to this. So we're not going to write a review because there's no cars here. It's not even available. So I tried to pick a language and it wouldn't do it. Let's open it again. All right, so here's Robotaxi. It's in English now. There's neighborhoods. It wants my email address. And it wants my password. My secret password. Log in. Alright. Logging in. User not created. How about your phone number? Yeah, that ain't working. Alright, so they've got the app on the App Store, but it doesn't seem to be working. Recharge, withdraw, lucky, let's see. Neighborhoods. Oops, cancel that. Products. And here, even that. Alright, so it's maybe you can't do it unless you're in that invited crew. But they're just it's a starting point. It's not the end point. So we need to tell the community to relax. Let's get the robo-taxi, cyber taxi social networking. Let's see what that's all about. Open it. Allow. All right, I guess that's all. Whoops. App Store. Go back to the App Store. Let's look at what these pages look like. Public Robo Taxi rides will begin June 22nd in Austin. Model X, Model S refreshes live and underwhelming. So this is just some samples of people that are writing reviews on how their robotaxi took them to dinner in the evening or something, whatever. Yeah, Austin, Texas that's a serious city. Yeah. I think it's got over 1 million people, so it's got all kinds of things to do. And this is, instead of calling for, Uber, you have an app here which goes on your iPhone, and you just load the app and call for a ride. And a robotaxi or a Tesla vehicle will show up with no driver in it. It'll take you to your whatever address you put in there you want to go. Yeah, a couple miles away to go have dinner. And then when you're done with dinner, you load your app back in your phone and say, "Take me home." Yeah, it's 9:45. My computer just told me. Let's go to the front of the line here. Live updates. Israel accuses Iran of violating the ceasefire. Iranian military denies it. So then Israel sends stuff over. And then it's another lobbing stuff back and forth during the ceasefire, and Trump is saying, "Stop it already." These guys have been fighting so long they don't know how to stop. It's get up in the morning, that's all they want to do is start fighting somebody. So what the hell are they going to do with themselves? So we have the robo-taxi thing, and now we got you got Iran and Israel. They're battling each other. Now we have after-action reports on whether they really fully dismantled, the Iran's nuclear bomb capabilities, refining of uranium, for God's sakes. There's no reason why a country like Iran needs to refine uranium with these centrifuges, the sensitive, large array of centrifuges. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar enterprise to refine enough uranium to get it to an explosive, concentration that is sufficient for having it explode. Now, when it goes from 60% to 90%, that sounds like a 30% increase. But the truth is, the graph of the concentration curve is a logarithmic increase from 60 to 90, which is like, if it was in a straight line, it'd be like 2.5%. So you need to go from 60 to 62, and then you're there. So for all practical purposes, they're there. And that's what got everybody all exercised and caused Trump and his team of people that are, well-thinking, decided to, drop 14 30,000-pound bombs in the mountainsides of Iran to knock out these subterranean uranium enhancement laboratories with specially filtered power supplies and everything. Yeah. Add to that, the Supreme Court just said, okay, Trump, you can deport people, out of the country to wherever they can be taken. It doesn't have to be to their native country. If they would rather go to a different country, or you'd rather put them into another country. If you're wanted for murder in El Salvador, they may not want you back. Go somewhere else. Asshole. Pardon the expression. So the deportation efforts are going to be put into high speed. I don't know if the Supreme Court said something like, all you local federal judges, stay on your caseload and stop trying to tell the executive office of the United States, Mr. Trump, what to do. Okay? It's not your job to deal with that. It's our job to deal with that. Bam. This bomb sight stuff is... It's a missile launcher. Bam. It's a truck, and then the launcher part goes up. Assuming it had a missile on it, which it do. That one did. So that one did. So that's a twofer. You see the people running away. I'm surprised they can run.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that? Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this
Trump
morning
is
with one rocket that didn't land
getting
and was
exercise
shot.
because
Perhaps by mistake,
Iran
it didn't land.
and Israel,
Not happy about that.
kind of like don't want to stop yet. They still want to bomb each other.
They've been fighting so long and so hard
Amazing.
that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
So he's getting on the airplane and the hell with him. He'll get after him on the phone. He'll be screaming and yelling. And Netanyahu will have to be. It'll be. Whew. He'll have a tiger in his tank trying to manage that phone call. Yep. Tesla Cybercab. After years of rumors and hype and he finally unveils the plans for the future of autonomous driving in the form of the new Tesla Cybercab. It's certainly easy to get in and out of. You can see those gull-wing doors. You fasten your seatbelt, the doors shut down. No steering wheel, just a screen in the middle. There's the inside view. You get the left seat, the right seat, a cup holder in the middle, an 18-inch screen in the middle, and you can watch where you're going on a map. You can watch a movie. You can watch, the news, whatever makes you happy. Good morning. It was 80 degrees this morning at 7 o'clock exactly. Yeah, picked that up from the National Weather Service. It'll be a high of 89. It's currently 91 degrees out on our patio. So now you have a little connectivity issue. As these countries are isolating themselves. Iran's internet blackout left people in the dark. Yeah, it's not hard to do. There's a cell tower. All right, sports fans. We're going to cut the show a little short today because I'm not feeling 100% right now. I'll be okay. I just need to rest up. It's amazing. Our pets get disturbed when we go away, even for a day, for God's sakes. It was like a day and a half. And, my body goes through, I get all loused up, leaving town, going away, packing up, unpacking, all the stuff. Stay in a different place. The hours are all up on end. Look at that. Look at this thing. It's hard to believe that flies. And it flies in such a way as it is not detectable by current radar means anyway. It's a flying wing. Morning. It's Tuesday. Be productive and be happy. See you tomorrow. Sometime between 9 and 9:15, internet permitting.